good to go? Excellent. All right, I'm gonna bang the gavel. Good evening, and welcome to the Waterloo Community Schools Board of Education meeting. I'd like to ask that you join me this evening in a moment of silence. I generally do not direct how we use our moment of silence, but I thought perhaps today we could send our thoughts south to the people of Texas. Thank you. And now will you please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. And now Mike Kinchy will read our mission statement.
The Waterloo Schools community commits to a comprehensive system of education and support to assure that each and every student will graduate prepared for college, career, and citizenship, as evidenced by continuing education, pursuing a career path, and contributing to a community. Thanks,
Mike. I do have one addition, actually a change to the agenda this evening. We will be pulling item G, which is on page 20. It's the superintendent's contract. We had some post-secondary metrics. As you may know, the superintendent's salary is based on a set of metrics, and we had assumed that all of those metrics and all the information for those would be in at this point. And last year, in fact, our ACT scores were back on August 21st, I believe, but they have not come in yet. And so without being able to set that metric, we have a few things left. So we will be putting that on our next agenda, just so everyone knows. So, and with that, then, I would move to item A, which is on page 1. And this is a new partnership recognition with Hoover Middle School. We have a nice audience here this evening, so I'm going to ask Tara Thomas and Mike Fisher to come up and give us a little info on this.
Thank you, Shanley. So the Waterloo Schools has a long-standing history of community partnerships. We call it Partners in Education, or PIE. And Pam Arndorfer and I have had the privilege of adding now more to our cadre of PIE. So here's Mike Fisher to tell us about this.
I thought maybe you were going to bring us some pie, but.
Well, good evening, and I'm just thrilled to announce 2 new partners in education. First, we'd like to introduce Krista Thompson from the Hampton Inn, and she also has her chief engineer, Jim, with her, and her chief operating officer as well. So we welcome them aboard. They have been a fantastic addition to our family. Krista and her crew has been coming out to Hoover over the last couple of years to do mock job interviews, help prepare students for professional writing, all the employability skills. And we just want to honor them and let them formally be recognized for all the great work that they're doing. We took our partnership to a further level this year. We are actually sending out our building custodian and building secretary to work with them and learn what is 5-star customer service, what does it look like, and actually build metrics around it on how we'll track our progress, which will be part of our school improvement plan. So we're building a partnership where they'll learn from us and we'll learn from them as well. So we're just so thankful that they're willing to be a part of this new partnership. The other partnership I'd like to introduce would be Matt Meckel and Lynn and Sam Neal from Wildwood Hills Ranch of St. Charles, Iowa. It's been fantastic. They've done so much great work with Waterloo Schools over the years, working with some of our underserved and underrepresented populations in a residential ranch that takes kids over the summer for youth leadership and just helping them through all kinds of life skills. Just through some serendipity, Matt and I met, and he toured Hoover and really liked Hoover, and then he reciprocated. I went to St. Charles over the summer and changed my life. That's the only way to put it. And I think we found our counterpoint to Hoover Middle School. They share the same values that we have at Hoover. And so part of our comprehensive school improvement plan is partnering with them to provide them resources to better serve the children of Black Hawk County and Waterloo, but also for us to learn from them. There's so much they're doing to serve children that we want to learn as well, and then reciprocate that back. In fact, I'm excited we'll be sending a crew of some of our Hoover staff down to see the ranch here in about a month. So just wanted to welcome him aboard, and again, part of our school improvement plan, the work we're doing in community and environment.
Yeah, Matt and Krista, both, either one of you are more than welcome to comment.
As at Wildwood, we have partnerships all across the state of Iowa. Our favorite partners are to partner directly with school districts because at least with aggregate data, we can track grades, attendance, and office referrals over the 10-year period that we serve our students. So I have been in all kinds of schools across the state, and you have a crown jewel here, and I'm certain that you are all aware of that, but just wanted to reiterate that based on the number of schools that I've been in across the state. Could not have been more impressed with how they are developing leaders, and we do feel like that is right in line with our heart as well on pouring into students to help them break cycles and build leaders. So wanted give it public recognition and public thanks to Mike and his leadership and how he's leading Hoover Middle School, and especially the students that are benefiting from being involved there. So thank you for this long-standing partnership with the school district, and we look forward.
Could you share the services you provide, and given the distance, how that would work, and how many?
It works because of these two people here. So every month, Lynn and Sam Neal have middle school students in a van that they bring students down every single month. So in the summertime, with our 8 to 12-year-olds, it's really just about building trust and consistency, because if we started with them at 13, we would have no relationship with the students, so they wouldn't, we'd have to spend the next 3 or 4 years just trying to build that relationship with our students. But between 8 and 12, they come down just for a week of summer camp. They're having an absolute riot and having a great time. One of our key leaders this summer, who became our women's director, was one of the little girls that grew up with us over time. And for her, that 8 to 12-year-old was just about, that was the 1 week she didn't have to worry about whether or not her brothers and sisters were being cared for the way that they ought to be cared for, because she became that primary caregiver for her siblings. So she got to just be a kid while her brothers and sisters were being a kid. But then when they turn 13, we get them for 12 days in the summertime, and then Lynn and Sam Neal bring down a van or 2 van loads every single month, so that we can pour back into a place or pour into the kids in 3 primary areas. We want to see them grow in their character development. We want to see them grow in their leadership, and ultimately we want to provide a clean handoff to a 2-year school, a 4-year school, or directly to a career, so that focus on graduation is a huge deal for us. We want all of our kids to graduate, and based on where they're coming out of, not all kids are set up for that. And we have seen a number of students that we've served become the first kid in their family history to graduate from high school and go on and attend college. So, and for one of them, it was a brand new, he was the first one in his family history. His mom had 16 brothers and sisters, and he was the first. He's now set a new standard in the family. The sister now has graduated out of the 8 and 9 in his, eight brothers and sisters in his immediate family. We're 4 for 4 so far on, he broke the chain, sister's now graduated. The other brother after that I was really worried about. He was, but he did get it done and graduated as well, and now the sister after that, and the rest of them are on pace to graduate as well. So as they come down for those weekend leadership retreats, we bring in Chick-fil-A to train our kids on hospitality. We bring in financial services. We do financial literacy with our students starting at age 13. Unfortunately, our job training has to start as simple as, can you show up on time and work hard? If you can do those 2 things, it's going to be hard for you to fail. If you want to be really awesome at life, show up on time, work hard, and have a good attitude while you're doing the first 2. So
how many students in your total program?
we serve a little over 1,000 students every year. 100 of those are from here in Black Hawk County. 100 elementary. We have closer to 25 between the ages of 13 and 15 that are involved in our programs every year.
And how are the students chosen?
School counselors are and family support workers. Across the state, it's Big Brothers Big Sisters Boys and Girls Club. DHS used to be our largest referral agency. Schools have eclipsed them as our largest referral agency now, and I'm thankful for that because they're our best partner because of how long schools are involved with our kids is in line with how long we want them. So.
We were told 11 or 12 years ago to pick some of the kids who wouldn't be successful anywhere else, and truly we've been able to send kids that would not have managed lasting a week at camp, especially 2 hours, 2.5 hours away. So it's been neat to see that.
People call us a little bit crazy, and we might be a little bit, but we want the kids that are spending the most time in the principal's office because we know that it's hurt people that hurt people. And we did see one school go from 5,300 hours that kids spent in the principal's office. And they had a number of community partners as well, so we weren't the only partner, but we are proud of the part that we got to play with that. They went from 5,300 hours that kids spent in the principal's office to 1,300 hours to 300 hours after we developed a partnership more like what Mike and I are looking at right now, where there'll be a symbiotic relationship where we will learn from Mike and what he's doing, and then hopefully also be able to share some best practices on what we're doing to get through to kids that are struggling to connect with others.
Are you funded through grants or donations? Or?
It's primarily private donors.
Okay.
Our goal is to have funding from the local community pay for the students coming out of that community. We believe local is best, and as local as we can keep it, which is why Lynn and Sam are officially our ambassadors to Wildwood Hills Ranch here in the Cedar Valley, and but Guernsey and Viridian, and there have been some great supporters of what we've done here in Blackhawk County with students that other people have counted out. So.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for the opportunity to be here and to partner with.
Sounds like a great
HOOVER.
partnership.
Yes, thank you, Matt. It's wonderful.
Yeah, if that's okay. No, I share the same high regard for Hoover. I actually didn't know what the Leader in Me program was. I had no idea that this was going on in our community, and so I've been so touched to be able to be a part of it. You know, we often are looking at people who are coming in to be potential employees and wondering, why isn't anybody teaching these people what they should wear, how they should fill out a resume, why it's important to complete every single box on an application, you know, and how they should speak to people when they come in and not interrupt the process of business. You know, you're secondary to what's taking place there if you'd like to come and be a part of it. And so I was so excited to be able to jump on board with Hoover and help with the mission that they've set out to put those kind of skills in their hands. And so I tell people all the time, I'm honored that this is being offered to us as being a partner, because I feel so, I get those good warm and fuzzies, you know, every time I leave Hoover because of the way that they are building these characters, these leaders, and people who show ownership in their school in the way that they do. Those are the kinds of employees that we desire. And so us being able to give back in a little bit of a different way and showing how to create a great environment for employees as well as the guests, because there's so many people who tour Hoover on a regular basis, you know, potential families or other businesses or schools who are thinking about the program. You know, we get really excited about those types of things because, like, we have an hourly employee who just celebrated 10 years as a housekeeper. And that's pretty much unheard of. But the culture that's been established with Crisro Hospitality, who's our ownership, they're based out of South Dakota, and the culture that they have embodied, the things that they allow us to do with our employees, and being able to now branch that out into the community and allow others to kind of learn from our experiences. This is a whole new adventure that we're really, really excited about. So we appreciate being able to become a partner in ed with Hoover.
Thank you, Krista. Mike, did you have a question?
No, just comment that this works well with our culinary and hospitality programs we're working on with Central Middle School and in the Waterloo Career Center. So
Wonderful. We look forward to more with that. I know the hospitality industry is sometimes underplayed in education, and people don't always think about it as a career path. But the growth and the opportunity for advancement is really fantastic. So.
And also, could you just, for our viewers and listeners and parents in the community, let us know how we can contact you or look for more information or get involved or donate?
So I'm at the Hampton Inn in Waterloo on LaPorte Road, and so directly with us, the telephone number 319-233-2044. That's how you'll be able to contact us the easiest. But my name's Krista, and I'm the general manager, so I'm definitely the best point of contact there.
Awesome.
Oh yeah, thank you.
So I just want to thank you guys for being here. And I don't think I don't think Matt and Kristen will mind if I use just a little bit of your time to say something about Mike. The viewers and others might not know this, but since you guys were sharing all of his great traits, I just want to say that Mike was recognized this summer as the regional principal of the year for middle schools, and he will be moving on to the state level. And so now that won't happen until they always do different times for the elementary and the middle for those recognitions. The middle school one is the last one, and so it doesn't come until March or April. But I think the great comments that you are making about him, this just seemed like the perfect time to recognize Mike, and we'll do more when the actual competition, but he did get the and it used to be formerly AEA 267, but he was the middle school principal of the year. So yay. I think your comments are spot on. Exactly. Thank you for that. So.
And I just want to echo how much we appreciate our partners, not just at Hoover. Obviously, that's what we're here for this evening. But we have great partners within the community, and they really do add that extra dimension for our kids and our students. And as well as I appreciate the fact that you get something out of it too by being in our awesome buildings. So we thank you very much. Thank you, Krista. Thank you, Matt, for being here. We really appreciate it. So.
And Matt, I also wanted to say for the Wildwood Ranch, just to let them know how they can find out more information if they wanted to donate or get involved to help with your mission.
Our website address is www.wildwoodhillsranch.org. We tried to get the longest web address we could possibly get. Wildwoodhillsranch.org is best there, and our phone number is 641-396-2414, 641-396-2414. So, thank you.
Thank you. Awesome. Do you need to take a picture now?
Yeah.
Tara's been waiting. Oh my gosh. Do you want me to wait? All right. So while while you're taking your picture, are you okay if I go ahead, Tara? Is that all right? Okay. Wonderful. The next item on our agenda then is information from individuals and delegations. Is there anyone here this evening that wishes to address the school board? All right. Then seeing no one, we will move on. Oh, wait. I'm sorry. I just want to let you, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to catch up. You have 3 minutes, and our board secretary here will let you know when you're down to a 2.5. So.
I won't take that long.
Just state your name and address, please, to start. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Astor Williams. My address is 714 Adams Street here in the city of Waterloo. And I just wanted to let the board know, board president, Dr. Lindaman, Dr. Smith, board, that I am a candidate for District 1 director of the school board. So I just wanted to introduce myself to those who don't know me. And look forward to working with you, hopefully.
Excellent. That's great. Thank you for being here tonight. And let's just remind our viewers that the election is September the 12th, correct?
Yes, September 12th.
Excellent.
Yes.
All right.
And if you want to learn more about them on September 5th.
Yes, there is a candidate forum here in this room that begins at 7 p.m. that is being sponsored by the WEA and the League of Women Voters. And maybe WESP too, I think. So.
And you do have about a minute left if you want to just make some comments about your involvement with the schools and your involvement in the community. If you want to share anything about yourself, now is a great you have 10,000 viewers watching.
Oh, okay. Like I said, my name is Astor Williams. I've been in the community since 1986, quite a while. I'm a product of the Waterloo Community School District. I'm a former coach and mentor in the district. I've worked at some capacity in the schools since about 2002, starting with a outside program through the TRIO program at UNI. I'm a graduate of the University of Northern Iowa. So, like I said, I look forward to. Okay.
Angie,
What are you doing?
You got a question? Oh, okay. I'm a parent in the district. I have a daughter that just graduated from Waterloo East High this past May. I have a 15-year-old son who's a sophomore at East High, and a 12-year-old son who's a 7th grader at Carver Middle School, and I have a 1-year-old son. So
You're busy.
pretty good. Yeah, he runs the house at this time. So,
They always do.
And my wife
exactly.
Kalisha is probably gonna watch, so I definitely have to mention her.
Right.
So
Perfect.
that's about it.
Great. Thank you so much for coming up and introducing yourself. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yep. Thanks. Yes. Is there anyone else that would like to address the board this evening? I won't cut you off. All right, then we'll move ahead. The next item on our agenda is the consent agenda, and it consists of 5 items this evening. It consists of the minutes of the August 14th, 2017 regular board meeting, personnel appointments and adjustments, bills due and payable and bills paid between board meetings, a donation from the R.J. McElroy Trust, and the administrator and administrative support salaries for 2017-18. Can I get those items on the table?
So moved.
Thank you. And a second?
Second.
And are there any items that members wish to have removed?
Item C, please.
Item C, Charlie? All right.
Item C, Bev.
Anything? Did I say the wrong call sign?
I just said item C, Bev.
Oh, item C, Bev. Gotcha. All right. Anything else? All right. Then all those in favor of approving the consent agenda items B, D, E, and F, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Chair votes aye. Motion carried. That takes us then to item C on page 5. And I will get to that recommended motion. Just a second. The recommended motion is the Board of Education approve the personnel items as listed.
So moved.
So moved by Jesse and seconded by Sue. And discussion. Go ahead, Sue.
Just wanted to check, Bev, how we are looking in our classrooms. And also one positive thing I noticed was we got some coaches hired. So I had heard that was a little precarious situation. So just kind of update on everything from your vantage point.
From the coaches' standpoint, I don't really get to see what happens with coaches much, but this is a good place to work. And we have great people coming and wanting to be with us. It was a little rocky because we had some late resignations, but we started the year, as we always do, with a certified teacher in every classroom waiting for kids. We have some subs that are covering. We will always look for special needs teachers. At this point, we have 3 positions open, so if anyone is interested in becoming a special ed teacher, we would encourage you to follow through in that way. We have a Spanish position that is being covered internally, but we will look forward to adding a Spanish teacher because the need is there. The desire is there for more Spanish, and an ELL position. In terms of class size, Jane and Charles and I have been meeting every day, and we've addressed every bubble. It really has been a good start. There haven't been that many areas to address. So we talk every day, and we engage the building principal at that same time to see where they are, because the kids on the register aren't always the kids that come. So we're just kind of watching every day, having conversations and making plans on how to address any concerns.
So at this point, we're not really busting at the seams anywhere.
We have. I think there are 3. There are 3 schools that have areas that we're watching, grade levels that we're watching in terms of size, but the building principals have been engaged in problem solving to determine how they want to address the issue, and it's been a collaborative effort in terms of conversation of how they would like to address any overcrowding.
And we do have, Sue, your question's a good one. We do have two areas where we are adding a teacher, and another place we are moving a teacher. So we are, we were committed to doing that as soon as possible. So that's why we track attendance so carefully. That's why we are meeting every single day. To look at, the number of kids who have actually become present or are present, and then the number of students who are still on the roster but maybe haven't shown up yet, and just tracking that because we want to make sure that we are making decisions quickly, but yet we also don't want to have to reverse something. We had one time in our, quite a while history, but where we moved a teacher because kids hadn't come and we believed that they were gone, and then weeks into the year, kids showed up, and then we had to reverse our decision. So we try to move very quickly, but we have at least two places where we are adding staff.
And speaking of that, Jane, I don't know if this is the right place, but I just think if it would be good to notify the public as far as, like how our attendance changes from first day of school to today.
Yeah, it is in my comments, but this is a good time to do it, so I'll just do that part right now. So we would ask the public's help in every way, shape, or form to make sure that students are here. If it's your own children or your grandchildren or nieces and nephews or a neighbor, we would ask your help in getting students here. Every year we have for some students what I call a delayed start. Sometimes it's because the first week of school starts on a Thursday and parents or for whatever reason, kids won't come for the Thursday and Friday, and then maybe we'll start today. There are other kids who may actually start after Labor Day, which is this next week. And so we are tracking students, and I actually am going to say a number because I think it's really important. Right now, we are still missing a couple hundred students who we believe will be here but have not arrived on our doorsteps, and we are eagerly waiting for them to come. So some are elementary students. Middle school actually seems to be doing pretty well. And we're missing some high school students. And so I actually appreciate the timeliness of your comment. We need our students to come for a variety of reasons. First of all, not only for that child to get the full extent of the school year when they delay their start by a week or even 2 days. We move on, and so we're down the path to instructing our students, to getting the review, to getting the classroom rules, and then the student comes in a week late. They've missed things. The other reason I would say that we need kids here is for all kids and for the decisions that we make. As we look at staffing, we have class sizes where, for an example, if we had we were right on the bubble where there were enough students where we're saying, hey, gosh, we probably need to add a teacher here, and there's still 10 students who haven't shown up. We hold that decision thinking, well, if they don't come, we don't need to add a teacher. But if they, if they would come right away, we can make that decision very soon. So I guess, it's almost a pleading to the whole community to make sure kids are in school. If they need to be here and they're supposed to be here, they should be. And so whether it's your own children or somebody else's children, please help us get them in school. This is not a new thing. This is not an anomaly this year. We kind of do struggle with this every single year. And so, we have the vast majority of our kids, well into the 90% of kids are here. But we have, we have some kids who are not. 2 to 3% of our students have not arrived, and they need to be here.
And maybe we already do that, but it might be worthwhile to do a little bit of a deeper dive into why these students, everyone that, say starting today, if today's our first day, find out either from them or from their parents, what's the reason you didn't come sooner, so that some things we can't change, if they're out of town for the summer or whatever it is.
Yes. We actually have groups of people who are going out to homes, to knocking on doors and doing a couple things. First of all, just inviting them to get in school. That's the first thing we do. And then the second thing is to ask if there's some barrier that's preventing them from starting right now. They're actually, I'm not going to necessarily share the information right now, but we do actually have a growing list of reasons why people haven't come. And we have so many services available. We can typically spring into action and resolve whatever issue it might be that's preventing them from coming. Probably not. But I think that,
So if we could quantify and prioritize, not by name, but by reason, there might be something. Because it also affects busing. I have to rearrange the busing.
Right. Yeah.
It does.
It absolutely. It affects a lot of things. Staffing, busing.
And
I know I work with
Tara
a
led
family.
a campaign to help us get the word out and try to get students here that first day. The first day is critical.
Yep.
Well, that would be one of the reasons. I didn't know school began. But I doubt that that's the primary reason.
It typically has not been. That has not been anything I've heard. Certainly vacations would probably be in the top 5 where parents are finishing up a vacation, or families are finishing a vacation, and they'll come back. We do have a number of parents who will let us know if they're not going to be here. Even that is helpful. At least we know that they are coming. If they're, we had students who arrived today that we knew were not coming back until today. And I'm just fairly transparent about this. I think a lot of times districts don't want to discuss this because they don't want people to think that they have students who don't come to school, and they might think so. But quite honestly, I'm beyond that. I think it's important for us to put that message out. We need every kid here, not just 97% of them. We need all students here. And so I'm asking for the community's help. If we could get them to show up on our own, we would have done that. And we can't. So
and there are staff members in each of the elementary buildings who go right into action that first day. They're on the phone, they're going to houses, and when we do the count every day, next to each name of a child that has not shown up, we have either an excuse that they've talked to them, or they've gone to the house and
or
no
they've
one's
left a message.
there, they've left a message. So we're getting a good handle on where the kids are. And quite honestly, some of the messages are, we're going to start on Monday.
And I just wanted to add, I know that I worked with a family who didn't have school clothes. And so I bought school clothes on Friday, knowing that if you have a family support worker that can help you with some of those things. So if we can direct them, are there some other resources to not let school clothes or uniforms be a barrier to...
Uniforms should never be a barrier because we have so many... we have such families donate things, and we have clothing closets. We have those just donations that have been given to us, and we kind of act as the facilitator if we just know. And so I would encourage any families, if there's a barrier that they haven't shared with us, let us help, because that's our job. That's our job, and we want to help, and we want kids in school. Right now there's really no better place for them to be than right with us, so that we can help them gain what they need to do academically. So.
And I guess thank you for that, because just wanting the public to know the intricacies that go into this, and that we do have a little bit of a problem with that, and really we're tasked to have every kid in every seat every day if that's beyond
We want them.
in our power, and I just know that's critical. So thank you for updating us.
Now, other than that, I will tell you that we've had a wonderful start to the school year. It has been extremely smooth. I think we felt really prepared this year for students, and well, as we do every year, but it really just seemed like busing went really well, schedules went really well, and so it's been a really good start to the school year. So we're just anxiously awaiting the rest of our students.
Thanks, Sue. Anything further for Bev? All right, so we have 3 special needs positions still to fill. That's what you said?
3 special needs positions,
All right.
and there's a Spanish job in ELL.
There you go. Okay. Perfect. All right, then all those in favor of approving the recommended motion for the personnel items as listed, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Chair votes aye. Motion carried. So that concludes our consent agenda, and as I said at the top of the meeting, our Exhibit G, the superintendent's contract, we're going to be doing that at our first meeting in September, so we'll be moving that off. It is time then to move on to the superintendent's report, now that we stole all your thunder out of the
That's
first
all
day.
right. It'll just be a little shorter because those were on there. The superintendent contract, I was eagerly awaiting that's always such a good conversation. The metrics that we are waiting on are, as Shanley said, all post-secondary education metrics that are part of that full-scale metric plan. And so as soon as those would come, last year I looked, they arrived on the 21st of August, and so we're well past that, and they still are not here. So I know ACT will be coming shortly. I was hoping it would be here today, but it was not. So we will look at those. And then I was going to talk about the first day of school. Again, it was really a very smooth start, and we're a third day in, and I feel like we hit the ground running, and that is a great thing. I actually want to take just a moment to encourage anybody to get out to all of the activities that are going on. We are certainly an academic setting, we are in an academic environment, but we also offer a variety of things for kids. And so I happened to be at the East High football game on Friday night. I'm probably stealing somebody wanted to mention that, I'm sure. But I know Lyle and I were both there, and it was just a really great thing. I know that East High football team had a fairly long losing streak, and they had, I think it even was #BreakTheStreak, and they did. And they did it in a big way. And so I was just super proud of them, and the coaching staff, and all of the people who came out to see. Marla Pageant, who's the principal there, one of the funny things she said was that they were broadcasting the game on the radio, and there were some people who arrived at the end of third quarter and at the beginning of fourth quarter, and they said, we were listening on the radio and we just needed to come and see this. So they actually drove to the game for the fourth quarter. So it was really, it was a fun game to be at. And West High football won as well. And so we had 2 wins from 2 football teams. That was a great thing. And we have, volleyball going on. We have middle school sports. The band was really good on Friday night, so there's just so much going on. I wanted to also mention too, we have our 3 new programs that kicked off this week at the Waterloo Career Center, the WCC. I think everyone knows we had nursing and digital graphics last year, and we've added 3 new programs: early childhood, information technology, networking, and that's all one, and then advanced manufacturing. And so really I had a chance to meet with some of the students who are in those programs, and I would really drive everyone to the article that was in the paper. Tara, was it on the weekend, or was it Friday? I think it was Friday I could ask Andrew, he was here. He wrote it. Was it Friday, or was it? It was Friday. Okay, so it was an extremely informative, well-written article. It was very nice to see, and what I thought was the most exciting about that article is they included quotes from our students. And so I think it was the last quote, and it was a student who just said, you know what, I just knew I needed to take a class that would get me out here. They just wanted to see that. So if you go out to the Waterloo Career Center, there's just a feel to it, and the students are really engaged and really excited. And I did happen to go into one of the classrooms. It was one of the programs that was there last year, the digital graphics, and I was talking with a student, and he was kind of sitting back, and he had his arm back, and I talked with him, and he said, well, I was here last year, so I really know what's going on. And so he was acting, very veteran because he had been there. And so I thought it was just a really great thing. And so really excited about that. And we have we have always applauded our district for being a district of choice and having a lot of options for our kids. And so as I see the programs that are going on, we have some really great opportunities for kids, and that's just something that public schools can offer, and it's a wonderful thing. So good start to the school year, and I guess I would also wish people a happy 3-day weekend coming up. So thank you.
I'm going to start down to my left. I'm going to start with Jesse tonight.
So, I had opportunity to hit 2 registrations. The first day, I should say first day of school, so I got to go to Lou Henry and Hoover, and it was first time I actually got to go to them. Most time it was my wife's duty to handle that, and I had to stay at work, but I was off one day for something else and whatever. So anyway, I thought it was a great experience, and just seeing all the kids there. Parking lot's a little bit crazy, but that seems to be a norm this time of year. And I think I'd echo. I think it was a very good atmosphere. The buildings I went to, it was, neat seeing the kids meet up with people they'd known, and some getting new faces, and some faces they hadn't saw in a while. So it was kind of good experience, and just my only other words are, just for parents and stuff out there, is with some of the stuff, just be patient. Sometimes the lines are long, parking lots are crowded, and just be patient. Everybody will get kind of in their place eventually. So
We'll figure it out eventually. Thanks, Jesse. Angie?
I don't have anything else to say other than September 12th. Make sure you go out and vote. It's very, very important school board election. It's the future of our community that we're invested in, and you need to make sure you get out and vote on September 12th. And if you need to know who to vote for, I can tell you, or you can come September 5th and listen to what they have to say, so you know who to vote for. Or you can call Angie and I'll tell you.
Thanks. Thanks. Go ahead, Sue.
Okay, I have a kind of a hodgepodge here, but congratulations to both East and West football teams. That's a pretty cool way to start the year. And I heard the fans were just awesome at both places too. So kudos and a good job to everyone there. Just also wanted to thank Marty and the district, and I missed the last meeting moving a child to college, but with the Devonshire, again, that we are, adhering to finally getting those buildings, and we do it, and the slow turtle wins the race. So we're getting those all done and down, and I appreciate Marty, meeting with the neighbors and the people that came and spoke, and we've gotten that handled. And then I also wanted to do a big shout out to the central staff for winning the Schwarzendruber Award. And lots of people don't know, but last year Irving won that, and this year it was Central for the best increase in test scores. And so the Central team worked very hard. The students worked hard. So good job, Central. Let's do it again this year. And just to get out and support all of our athletic teams and be a good sport while you're doing that. Thank you.
Thanks, Sue. Rhonda?
I just want to wish all of our students a very academically prosperous school year, and good luck.
Thanks, Rhonda. Mike?
Nothing this evening, thanks.
All right. Lyle?
Yeah, just again congratulate really the entire staff, and there was a great crowd there. The band was, I think, like 70 members now at East, so it was really a good experience all the way around, and Coach Leonard and the rest. I thought particularly at the end of the game, it was like the students really didn't know what to do after winning, and they were starting to celebrate, and right away they were informed that they need to go be good sports about it, and they were. And the coaches in particular, I noticed, intermingled and talked with the players of the Des Moines team quite a bit afterwards. So it was really a very, very good experience.
Anything else? I'm just going to piggyback on that by saying that this is East High's homecoming week, and so if you want the opportunity to watch the team go for 2 in a row, they will be back at Memorial Stadium this Friday for another home game, and I believe that West High is on the road again back to Dubuque somewhere. I'm not sure exactly which, but that's where they're at. Hempstead? Okay, great. And I don't have anything further other than to say I want to echo that there is a board election on September 12th. I would ask people to come to the forum on the 5th. And our next Board of Education meeting will be then September 11th. So we'll have one more chance to remind you before the 12th. So is there anything further this evening? All right, well then, seeing nothing, I would entertain a motion to adjourn. Thanks, Sue. Thanks, Angie. And all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Chair votes aye. We are adjourned. Good evening. Thanks.
Are you interested in another one? Kenny cookies. I wear them around my waist. It's the craziest thing.
Here, I'm going to take 2 peanut butter because Parker and Anna will fight.
Are you still writing?